story that is coming true. Jagger had been my editor, making sure that the unfolding
Now,
story.
this is an important
would make her
recap
more and
because
more
last chapter
powerful.
basically
Some part of
explained
me had been
everything.
aware enough to write my escape into
It's
the
one reason why I
story.
wanted to make sure that it played.
Something
Right.
absolutely wonderful. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. My mom gave me this old light switch.
The clicker.
Alice is being kept in a dark prison. I need to find Cynthia Weaver to fix this.
It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
Okay. They could have been a little more clear about what happened there,
Well, we're
but
expecting a record crowd from the neighboring counties. Naturally, we hope to break the record set by last year's Moose Fest in our neighboring town.
Deerfest is going to be amazing.
Some people have asked me, what's the big deal about Deerfest? And I think that this sums it up. It's about friendship and community. We've got a great party coming up, but let's try to hold it in until tomorrow and get through the night in one piece, all right?
I have it. Someone will come for it when the time is right. Thomas said so. He wrote it. The key is insurance. It's my job to keep it safe. Safe in the light. Always in the light.
And that's the trick. You have to, always stay in the light, so...
All the manuscript pages were gone.
FBI
The
agent.
FBI agent had taken them.
Oh, Lorax wanted to go to Moose Fest and Deerfest so we can compare.
Banana beat the game for the first time. Or, yeah, last night for the first time. Awesome.
This is not good.
That
And
about
Swift
sums it
let
up.
everybody know that the game is on sale on Steam. Unfortunately, if you hear this online, you will have missed the sale. So I hope you bought it when you could.
Oh, I am never drinking again.
I need
Rearrange
to
the
talk
chat
to Weaver.
window
She's the
here.
one in the song. The Lady of the Light.
There we go.
What, the
Scroll
crazy
down.
lady?
There you go.
Ugh, whatever you say, Al, but we're stuck here. They're not gonna...
I had some reading to do first, Sheriff, and let me tell you,
It was an interesting read.
well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent. There's no way you're walking out of here. You hear me in there?
I don't even know who that is.
I like the idea this guy's actually surprisingly well read.
Right.
Well, we all want things, Sheriff. I wanted my... Look, that's not possible right now.
Agent Nightingale, I insist.
It just seems like he actually is an agent. We remember us being worried about that.
Wake, what's wrong?
Lady, are you stupid? It's a trick. It's an obvious trick.
Okay, I've had enough of this crap. Wake, I'm gonna trust you with this.
You're joking.
Agent Nightingale, your opinion would matter more if you were sober
drunk
and if
shaming,
I
lady.
actually believed you were here on official business.
Oh, snap.
Whoa! Get back in the cell, Stephen King. The only way you're leaving this place is over my dead... Wait a minute. I know this...
Oh.
Oh my god!
Light. We need light.
So did
The only
he
way to
not
fight
pay
this thing.
attention to the time where it said that he died?
Oh, man! We're setting
I
up
thought it was a fit of pique from Alan.
Nightingale felt the situation veering out of his control, but the gun at least felt steady in his hands.
Yo, Phoenix.
Fire, resolved that he would let
This
happen
is way
over his
too
dead
meta
body.
for me.
And yet he hesitated. He had seen this moment before, read it in the page. He was transfixed by the deja vu and the horror that he was a character in a story someone had written. Then the monstrous presence burst in behind him and dragged him into the night.
Man, that is some existential stuff going on there.
Nightingale tried to make sense of the manuscript. It was disjointed and strange. He didn't understand half of it, but it all rang true. Impossibly true.
Flask.
He took out his hip flask when he reached the page that described how he reached the page that made him take out his hip flask. It wasn't the booze that made his mind reel.
And Lark says the costume DLC for Resident Evil 0 is on sale today. You know what we must do.
Yes, Lorax, I know we have to do. Not play RE0 again.
Yeah, if the costume pack for
Yeah.
for Billy was actually good, then I might go for it. But...
Right. Going back a little bit, since Zane missed the first part of that, yeah, I got a mild case of food poisoning on Friday, but I am feeling better now. So thank you. Other than that, week goes okay.
That's a cell block.
Mhm.
Let's not get eaten by the darkness.
Here's our problem with
Thermos!
this. Here's the problem with this gameplay is that Sarah has a gun and a flashlight. So what are you here for? Oh, Zane said he didn't like Road Warrior Billy.
You say that, but I actually have no idea what he refers to. So
Mad Max, he's got one of those costume.
That's the thing, I haven't actually seen his costume pack other than the one. That wasn't very good.
They
So.
can be hurt in the light, only in the light. And I need
There
to
we go.
Cynthia Weaver.
See, I've got a
She can
bigger
help me
gun.
stop this.
That's what I'm here for.
There we go.
Check. Cynthia. She lives in the old decommissioned power plant. I can get you there pretty quickly.
Nobody thought it was weird that the old lady was squatting in a abandoned power plant. So normally a pretty big no-no.
Come on.
Well, if it's abandoned.
Yeah, usually those things they don't let people in there because they're not safe.
I need you to stay here.
But it's abandoned. Who cares?
We're going for a ride, but I have friends who need to be warned about this, and
That's a
I
lot
can't
of
be in two
batteries, by the
places
way.
at once. I need your help.
Well, okay.
Here's a list of people and phone numbers. I need you to call them and tell them you have a
Oh
message
yeah,
from
Swift.
them.
OMD,
Night
did Nightingale
Springs,
steal our
okay?
thermos
They'll know what
collection?
to do.
Night Springs? Like the TV show?
I
Gotcha.
knew he was evil.
The radio guy's on the list made. Who's Frank Breaker? He related to you?
My dad.
Hey, is this like a secret society?
Can you do this? You'll be safe here. The backup power's on. These guys need to be alerted, just in case we don't come back.
You'll come back for me though, right?
As soon as we get the chopper ready. Thanks, Wheeler. I owe you one. Okay, let's go, Wake.
Wait, so does the town actually have a in case of monstrous darkness, say Night Springs plan?
My hangover wants you to
Wow.
shut up and get to work.
Well, always be prepared.
Normally, for most small towns, I wouldn't expect that to be part of the preparation.
I'm guessing more people are in on the mystery than was immediately apparent. Like I imagine a lot of them know something is going on, but
It would have been nice if they should, if there's an incoming creative person,
I'll open the gate for you once.
they should at least give a hint. It's like, maybe don't write stories in which the end of the world happens. I mean, just as a pro tip, as a favor to all of us.
well,
The way to access the rooftops.
the Guardians of Metal turned out okay. I mean, then just
He tore out his own eye. Okay is not how he ended.
well, he's not dead.
So, well, that one nurse is.
Hmm.
I needed to reach the
Zane
rooftop
steals
to get to
thermoses
the
too.
other side of the broken gate.
But only if they're good, right?
They're collectible. You'd steal them too.
Oh, Swift.
Oh, hey.
Swift is fairly sure that Alan wrote that knowledge and planning into the world. Yeah, they did kind of explain that during the last part of his imprisonment, he wrote in an escape route for himself.
Yeah, he
And-
brought in Zane.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Zane?
Hey, Zane, did you read that page where you log into this chat?
Yeah, so it would make sense too that he would write in this kind of backup plan thing.
Yeah, I guess I can see that.
It kind of makes you wonder exactly what kind of limitations there are on the narrative thing.
Yeah, because when he wrote in Zane, he also gave him like this deep diver outfit.
Right.
So yeah, it's like what are the limitations? Because you're already talking about a creature that can possess objects and create tornadoes and things like that.
Right.
Oh, light, you can hurt them. We've already established that.
Right. I think Alan would have wrote in better hints for himself at this
Right.
point. If you've made it this far, you're probably okay. I still wonder what the point of the little splotches of darkness are.
If you step into them, they cause damage.
Yeah, but you regenerate health, so you'd have to be like tiptoeing and tap dancing on them. I guess it makes sense to get them so they wouldn't interrupt your regen in combat.
There we go.
In other words, the answer should be wait about 5 seconds for an enemy to show up. So far, every time you've run into the birds, you've been able to run away from them. Just about every. But you do have,
but not quite.
on the other hand, you do have plenty of battery, so
Right.
I guess it makes sense if they wanted to fight them here.
Okay. Yeah, it
enough?
looked like there was enough open space that they'd probably keep hounding me.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you wouldn't want to get hit while you're trying to.
Well, I'm trying to do this.
That's a bit ridiculous. You might
I think I
jump.
have to jump. Yeah.
There we go.
There we are.
I'd like the confidence in
Hey,
our.
Sheriff, your password. Night Springs? What's that all about?
It's a stupid joke we have. That Bright Falls is the original inspiration for the TV show. This town can get weird at times. Never this weird, though. You need to bypass the damaged control box.
Man,
What am I, an electrician? Hold on.
and Alan is a master of hand waving.
Right.
And no wonder he's a serious writer.
Yeah, I like how as he holds the flashlight up, it actually started affecting that dark thing.
Right.
That's really cool.
Our first stop is the town hall.
Because a lot of times, whenever the game kind of they'll change the graphic for it, but they won't actually have it. You know, they won't actually have that stuff matter. Man, whenever I'm stuck on second shift, I just want to pull out my billy club and start beating people too. I hear you, Ghost Dark Cops.
Oh, that actually answers the question. She can kill them with a shotgun without lighting them with a flashlight.
Oh yeah. So light optional. I'm dealing with these guys. That was Swift. Or did Zane? Right, did Alan? Ooh. Which came first? Of course, in this case, the writer comes first, then the page. I think we're pretty sure about that one.
It's me, I'm a character in your stream. Yeah, I can tell that this is going to be a this is going to get, not just really weird, but it's probably going to end messily.
Right.
In terms of causality and all of that fun stuff.
Yeah. See, the problem that a lot of these games have when they start really getting into the what's a word for it? Deerfest.
Yes.
We saw it. Even the Dark Presence knows not to mess with Deerfest. They could have animated the float and fought you with it, but no. Deerfest is sacred. Whenever the story-centric games, they kind of approach the ending. It's like, and comic books are where the story gets the worst, but there's this sense you have to escalate. You have to build up the threat. You have to, whatever you're doing, you have to do more, to build the conclusion. And that's what I'm worried that they're going to do here. Just go over the top and out there because they feel like they have to keep, ramping things up.
Oh, I thought the other way was the way I was supposed to go. So what's there now?
So if Deerfest, we were there. The dream is reality. Oh, thanks for the
Ooh, flare.
banana. There we go. Thanks for the follow, man.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we can't go through here.
Okay.
And I really like this atmosphere, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is really cool. So let's see. So there wasn't anything back the way you were.
There were flare.
The flares,
Or a
okay.
flare. So Deerfest is... let's follow the flow.
Follow Deerfest.
Oh! More importantly...
Oh, I think there was a thermos on the...
Aha!
Coffee scents tingling. Oh wait, that's just caffeine.
Deerfest and coffee? This is the best day ever.
What's the afloat say? 68th annual Deerfest. Ah, that's wonderful.
It's so majestic.
Yeah, and here's the thing I have to give these guys props for. They didn't need to do that.
Right.
They could have just had Deerfest as a gag. It's like it happened during the time skip. We missed it. That's that. But they actually went through the trouble of modeling the float and everything.
Huh, so I can't actually get in here. Or can I?
Yeah. Of course, I'm not sure.
Aha!
Ah. Oh,
Yes,
well, there we go. Okay.
That's worth it.
Starting to say, what could they actually have gotten you? But a flare gun, in fact.
What could they have gotten me? The best, yeah,
Best Christmas
Deerfest,
ever.
coffee and a flare gun, best ever. All right, so now that we have gotten the important thing, let's go back to Sarah.
Lorax said, as long as it ramps up to a sweet jump. That'd be a little too much, though. We can't have the Deerfest float hog everything.
Right.
I gotta say, any of you that haven't grown up or been to these small town parade float things, are kind of missing out. They can be pretty silly. Like we lived in, I went to high school in Fulton, Missouri, and they had it's like one of those silly, small town things, the Kingdom of Callaway.
Oh yeah,
and they have their own parades and stuff like that.
Although the story behind that was actually pretty neat.
Right.
Wait, what did that say?
Follow
Fair
me.
See?
Thanks for the follow, right? I like that moment where you're just kind of looking at each other.
Right.
And I thought New York.
Oh, Alan.
I think he's officially become an action hero, giving one-liners after shooting somebody.
So he has actually changed genres on us. I take back what I said about him being a good writer.
Isn't always the way of it? You start off with this really cool suspense story, and in the end, you just shoot it. And in the end, it's just you're being shot every couple of pages. Vecca said it dawns on him that it's been many years since he saw the St. Patrick's Day parade in Lala. Yeah.
Here we go.
Something tells me I don't think the local police department has that many 7-foot-tall deputies. I'm just going on a limb here.
You don't know. And remember, it's a sheriff's office. A deputy is anyone the sheriff needs.
Yeah.
Safe space.
Now, that makes sense. Here's the thing, though. Sarah is right there, and she's helping shoot these people.
Right.
I want to get a reaction to basically her shooting her coworkers. Because Alan doesn't know any of these people.
Right.
It makes sense for him to not really think too much about it. But at this point, he should be about as sure as we are that they're probably real people controlled by the darkness, and they're being killed.
Right.
And
Wait, over here! There's light!
there's no response to it.
Yeah, and she's... Yeah, we can only assume that either she doesn't know or she doesn't care.
Right.
I have a key. Watch my back,
Oh,
wait.
great.
At least we got plenty of flares and flare gun for this. But also just say, hey, Sheriff, you want to leave the key in the lock for a second and come, save your life?
Actually, she is.
Oh, I take it back. I gotta say, I think I should judge the quality of a game by how often I start to tease it and it proves me wrong.
Right.
Like Persona was good about that, and this one's being good about that.
Here we are.
Lorax, Deputy Shack. Was it a chainsaw?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Wear proper ear protection. Is that a red barrel rifle? Probably not a.
Yeah.
Nope. Well tried.
Chainsaws are noisy.
I gotta give her points for Moxie. Just walk right up to the chain gun, or the chainsaw, and just plugging away with a shotgun.
And she killed him. Really dead.
All right.
Suddenly, I realized that I'm part of a escort mission, and I'm the one being
You're the one
escorted.
being escorted.
I like to think that I'm better than most such people, but
Yeah, I mean, you did do most of the work in that one.
I'm not so sure. Like, I didn't do much of anything against the guy with the chainsaw.
True.
Okay, someone's messed with the fuse box here, but you should be able to jury rig it while I
Yeah,
find
we're just gonna
the
put all of our
I
mispronunciations
already got
together and get the
electrocuted
shot chain gun.
How about I look for the keys and you get burned for a change?
Fine. They should be in the clerk's office.
What
on
a
the other side of
jerk.
the building, near the main entrance.
Gotcha.
Not doing much to fix his reputation of a prima donna celebrity. You know?
Right.
Then again, if you weren't the one exploring, you couldn't have found her manuscript pages.
True.
The darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's face was furious. The story in the manuscript had been making it stronger all the time, but now the light had set the writer free and hurt it, weakened it. It was only a matter of days before the dark presence would be strong again, but meanwhile, it would be difficult to recapture the writer.
What is that, though? Does it just mean the setback tonight with...
Oh, remember when I tried to grab Zane? There was that gigantic flash of light.
Right.
He was getting worried at the station. He wanted us to hurry.
We'll try, Barry, but
Speaking of Zane, the thing there where Alan's summarizing that, whereas he's been playing a was it Tokyo something sessions, I think, and one of the gimmicks there is your friends send you texts and phone calls on the Wii U gamepad.
right.
It's thinking of Alan Wake integrating something like that. You think about that, you could have pages and books pop up there too.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Lorax, chainsaws are bad for your health, Dr. Salvatore.
I really wanted to have him say something, about, always be sure to wear safety protection when operating a chainsaw.
Right.
Ooh. Oh, this is a tough one.
18 shells.
Right now, looking at
Plus 11.
12.
The pump action does less damage per shot, so
Yeah, we can go for that too.
it seems like you're a bigger fan of it too. I think the main thing is that you're
Yes.
I think the main thing is that you're accurate enough with fighting the enemies in this one. You don't really need to get the close enough benefit on a shotgun.
Right.
And if you're getting direct hits that kill them, they do the same damage.
There we are.
Very nice. So if maybe Alan isn't a jerk, he just wrote himself to be one. Well, that would mean he still is, though,
That
just
would
as a
make him
writer,
even-
not in person.
Yeah, that would make him even more of a jerk because he chose to be one.
Right. Yes, I think, yeah, most people in real life, except unless they're actually the troll type who want to hurt people and get their jollies that way, a lot of people just aren't very empathetic.
Yeah, or they're not thinking.
Right.
Barry?
Why isn't he inside?
Oh, God. Barry! Look out! Barry, move!
Uh-oh.
Barry!
He made it inside, Wake. He's okay.
I don't know how she possibly could have seen that from that angle with the school bus in
Come
the
on,
way,
Wake,
but
let's go around. We can meet him in the back.
well, we'll take her word for it.
Lorax would have written himself to be the Incredible Hulk in this
Right.
situation.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. It's like, what are the limits on what he can write himself?
I'm guessing, at least in terms of that. Oh, hey. Bright Falls Mining Company.
Huh.
Post office, saloon, and hotel. Yes.
That's all a man needs.
But I think part of the thing is, again, you have to keep the character as he is.
Right.
Especially for something like this. So if you're writing a horror story and suddenly he's the Incredible Hulk, you run into that problem with the genre thing. We still have no clear answer about why you can't just change genres in midstream.
Right.
But presumably that's something that they don't want to do.
Right. I'm also pretty sure that it's kind of like Mage from World of Darkness. It's like anything he could write has to be plausible.
Right.
Whereas the darkness can cheat. The darkness can control people. It can throw giant vehicles around and everything like
Right.
that. But everything a human has done has been at least It could be convenient or contrived, but it has to be possible.
Oh, hi, Doc. I've got it.
It's like if there actually was a character. Oh.
Somebody showed up. All this shooting in the air is idiotic. One of these days he'll kill somebody. And over Deer Fest.
I know. Go back to bed. He's got a point, Wake. Look, this town can't take this.
Over Deer
That's me they
Fest.
want. The sooner I get out of here, the sooner you can all get back to life as usual.
Kind of makes me think
I hope
of.
you're right. Come on,
of
let me
the
get the store open.
Oh,
Wait, you got the keys to the bookstore?
Perks of being the sheriff. A girl needs to go.
abusing your authority. I say that kind of reminds me of the Book of Jonah, where as soon as he threw himself overboard, the storm died down.
Right.
But Cersei is that if you had
Taking
a
advantage of your presence here, Wake. I heard they're selling a lot of your Alex Casey books.
Right now, I'm not a big...
That's pretty good. But if there was a character like basically if somebody like Thomas Zane was there and knew what he did, the diving suit's a little silly, but you could still justify it.
Right. Hey there, Cryptero.
Hey,
Deer Fest is happening.
Worked hard, following her obsessive rituals, sometimes fighting them, always giving in to them in the end. She haunted the halls of Bright Falls abandoned power plant. She marked
So she
patches
was the
of
one doing it.
light-sensitive paint that could only be seen by eyes that had been touched by darkness and saved by light like she'd been. She was preparing defenses and supply lines for the war she knew would come. The war between the forces of light and darkness.
Yeah, that's also a good question. How far back can he even say things?
Pound preppers were right. Yeah, Cryptero, you missed the Deerfest float. Just whizzing down the street.
It was majestic.
Be a very good boy. We'll go back and check it again.
Or you can follow, check our things on YouTube. And...
Oh yes. If I have started putting Alan Wake on YouTube.
Hurry.
Bet Ben was upset I wasn't giving him a post in the casual LP.
I don't see Barry.
Look, wait. Maybe that's him. That's the way to the
Huh.
chopper.
Yeah, Barry, you're going to need those flares. Find something else to get their attention with.
I bet there's something in here.
Yeah, Swift says, over Deerfest, pound priorities. I love how the old guy's first opinion or first thought of all the gunfire going around was a bunch of the yokels getting too excited about Deerfest.
Now, to be fair, I think I've mentioned this before, but when I was in Philadelphia, it actually is a thing where if you want to make a celebration, you actually just fire your gun in the air.
Right.
Because you're making a lot of noise and things like that. So I could actually... Oh, coffee. But yeah, I could actually imagine it being a thing where, here in a more rural town,
right?
You celebrate something, fireworks and gunfire.
Yeah. No, I think it's more that this is what's happening at night.
Oh yeah,
it's not like while the parade is going on,
Oh right.
You can't top Deerfest. I think I've said in the other town with a Moose Fest. Ven, it's funny. I was about to mention that. What I was going to say was, and if you do live in one of those small towns, and you know somebody who does something like that, or you yourself want to do something like that, make sure to follow local laws and regulations as appropriate. And
always practice safety and things like that.
Exactly, and people can get injured by gravity pulling the bullets back down. So yeah, make sure if you do discharge them that you're not over anybody.
Right.
You do not fire your gun straight up.